And joining us now with more on the U.S. push for a Palestinian state is Lital Shemesh, veteran Israeli journalist and author. Lital, thank you for joining us.
Hi, Lidar. Thank you for having me.
So, Lital, Hamas commits one of the worst terrorist attacks in history, and the United States and Arab countries want to reward them with a state. Explain this logic to us.
I think you just touched the point. It's really, I can't even grasp the notion of having a terrorist organization committing the most horrific attack, the largest terror attack on the state of Israel, and just granting a state. And I think it's important to emphasize, and what the world does not understand, is that the Palestinian Authority is paying the Nukhba terrorists, the Hamas terrorists who actually did those horrible attacks on Israel. So the Palestinian Authority is paying money for people to go and murder Jews. And now President Biden wants to grant the Palestinians a state. So what have we learned? He's basically teaching them that with every terror attack that you're creating, you're getting yourself just a tiny bit closer to getting a Palestinian state. And I think it's just horrible, horrible message to send out.
And how does the Israeli government view this? I mean, do they see this as sort of a U.S. betrayal of Israel?
I personally think that the government should stand strong and tell Biden enough is enough. We appreciate the American help. We're appreciating you helping us, but we cannot grant the Palestinians with a state as long as they are paying terrorists, as long as they're giving money to people to go and murder Jews. And we've heard Benjamin Netanyahu saying at the beginning of this war, we heard Benjamin Netanyahu, the prime minister, saying, we will not give Hamas, we will not give, Gaza to the hands of the Palestinians. We won't go above and beyond to eliminate Hamas from the Gaza Strip and just hand it to the Palestinians. And I think that should be the message also to President Biden and to other countries who are trying to interfere in our internal issues and try and dictate what Israel should do.
And now you mentioned sort of the pay for slay, the Palestinian Authority paying terrorists. You recently just wrote a book on the subject in Hebrew entitled How Much is a Dead Jew Worth? So what can you tell us about this?
Yeah, actually, this week I've published a new book, as you said, who is basically showing the world the amount of money the Palestinian Authority is paying for terrorists. So today, if you go and murder Jews and you've been sentenced to a life prison, you'll get 12,000 shekels a month, a monthly salary. So you know that go and murder Jews will give profit to you, to your family. The U.S. is still transferring money to the Palestinians instead of demanding them to stop paying terrorists. Israel is still passing on the money of the money to the Palestinian Authority, the tax money to the Palestinian Authority, and I think the West should really wake up and tell the Palestinians enough is enough. And I think Israel should have waken up after October 7th when we've realized that it's not that giving them hope will bring us peace, is by taking their hope to eliminate the state of Israel will eventually bring us peace.
Mm-hmm. And, if the West does recognize a Palestinian state, unilaterally, how will this impact Israel?
I honestly think that Israel should do everything it can, everything in its power to prevent from this thing from happening, because we've seen the recent polls in the Palestinian Authority showing you that if tomorrow there'll be an elections, it won't be Abu Mazen who will win, it will be Hamas who will take over. So we've tried that in the past. We've withdrawn all of our men and women from the Gaza Strip in 2005, and look at what we've got in return. We've given the Gaza Strip to the Palestinian Authority and Hamas took over. Do we really want to go and do that same mistake again? I think not.
And so why do you think the Biden administration is pushing for this now? Do you think, it's simply because Biden is up for re-election? Why now?
You've touched exactly the point. He has elections in America. He has elections in the U.S. You want to show his people that he's trying to promote peace, that he's trying to promote a Palestinian state. But I think he's creating exactly the opposite. Because if you want to promote peace, if you want to promote a better future for the Palestinians, you should demand the Palestinians to stop using all the hundreds of millions of dollars that they're getting from every country around the world and using that to incite and using that to pay for terrorists, to pay murderers to go and murder Jews. That should be the number one thing that America and that Europe needs to demand the Palestinians.
All right, Lital Shemesh, always a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me, Lital.